The setup program, the picture of the gears on the function bar here, will get us into areas that we can set the machine for the way you sew. Things that are done here are going to be remembered after the machine is turned off. So the first one is the display settings. So you can adjust the brightness of the screen. So here what we can do is change that to be just right for where your light is coming in. And then this is the brightness of the light. You can turn it on or off, sliding the bubble, and I like it really bright, so leave that where it is. You can also change the welcome text. This would be the text that would be shown when you turn the machine on. So if we want to go, let's sew. Oh, let's try that again. Let's see here. We got punctuation, you bet. And back here with a space and S-E-W. Now when I start my machine, that's what it will tell me. All right, the next one is the display color as you go through here. So if you would like a green background, you can touch each one and see which one you like, so you can personalize that. The sewing settings, this is the one you'll probably be in here the most. This will change the speed of the machine. I'd keep it at the 1,000 stitches per minute. This is the global tension. So if you need it based on some thread you're using, you can change all the stitches. You know how all the stitches have a range? Well, then we can take and move this up or down as needed. So if we need it a little tightened, then that way every time you switch to a new stitch, you don't have to keep tightening it. You can kind of change it for all the stitches. I'm going to leave that at the normal setting. You also see that you can set the needle to do the locking stitches, 4 locking stitches. That's probably when it starts to sew. Next page, this is for the pattern end. When you touch pattern end, what do you want it to do? Do you want to lock it with 4 stitches, or 5 actually, all in the same hole? Or would you like 4 stitches to kind of be in a row? And you can change that by the number. Also, in that it would cut the thread and lift the foot. So when you touch this button, you can control that this will do all those things. Or maybe you don't want the foot to lift, or maybe you don't want it to cut. So whatever is yellow, that's what it's going to do. This is for the cutting. That means that when you're doing this, you'll have the option to have that lock as well, or not lock, but maybe you just want it to cut. So you can turn that on or off. This is the one I often change based on what project I'm working on. When you stop with the needle in the down position, the first one will keep the foot down. The second one will bring the foot up to a nice little hover position so you can easily pivot your fabric. And the third one would be an even higher pivot position, giving you room, especially if you have a really thick fabric. The next screen will let you alter how much you want it to lift. So if you want it to go up a little bit more, you can control that. I'll leave it at about 2 millimeters, which is nice for most settings. The next one is winding speed for your bobbin. So right now it's set at 62. I'm going to just raise that up to 100. If you ever have any specialty thread, metallic thread, or even some clear thread, you might not want it wind as fast, you could adjust that down and then it would stay there for each time. Display calibration, for any time that when you touch one of the functions on screen, it feels like you're always touching the next one over or above it, you need to go in and just calibrate your screen. You can do this yourself. When you touch it, you'll start by touching inside. So now that I've done it, I need to really make sure that I do this right. I'm going to use this inside of, here we go. It's going to ask you to touch in the center of all these little squares, and then that will recalibrate the touch screen and give you an easy touching. So if you're finding yourself really having to push hard to get something to activate, it could be because the screen is slightly off. The audio system, so you can tell the machine what you want it to beep at. So like right now, every time that I am touching a stitch, it is beeping 1 time at me. I can set that for 2 beeps, 3 beeps, or 4. Well, actually, there's different sounds that you may or may not be able to hear those, but you can set them or completely turn it off. So if you don't like to be hearing your machine beep at you, set it so that shows red. I'll leave it at 1 there. Also, too, right now, as I touch functions, I'm getting 1 beep. And also for the stitch regulator, that is on. The next is the monitoring system. So on the eye here, if you want it to notify you when you run out of thread, that is good. If you don't, you can actually go and turn it off. I've had it where sometimes you get sensors that are very sensitive and it keeps telling you to turn you're out of thread or your thread is broken. You can actually turn that off so you can continue to sew when everything is actually okay, and that'll give you time to get to your dealer and they can get it reset for you. So ability to turn that off. information. This will be more for English or different languages, and then other information about the machine. So I'm going to just leave that. I don't change anything in there. Updating the machine, there are updates that you can do as needed. You can do it via the USB stick. You could also do it, your dealer would probably do it at your next service if there's any updates for the machine. Then next one is a picture of the tools, which you can do two things here. You can calibrate the buttonhole, which we did a video on that, and then the cleaning one is about cleaning the thread catcher. That's the automatic cutter that's coming over. This will walk you step by step, and we have also done a video of exactly how to do that. And you should do that also when you clean the machine. So you clean out, because it does get lint in there, and you can, well, get it all cleaned out. And the last one is to reset button. So you can reset the basic settings and also delete out anything in your personal program should you wish to not have those in there, and kind of clean the machine up, kind of go back to where you started. So that is the settings, and then when you want to go out, just go ahead and you're already back out, and we use the gears to get into the setup area.